All right, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Couch Classics.
Today, it is the eve of the blessed day of Christmas in Japan.
I gotta wait another day here. But we're getting really close. By the time you guys see this, it'll probably be Christmas. So.
Yeah. So, welcome.
Welcome to Christmas.
That's right. Today, we want to talk about Christmas traditions, memories, favorite gifts, just a whole lot of that range of topics.
All the stuff that we really enjoyed growing up and things that made Christmas special for us.
That's right.
We're going to break this up into a couple episodes. We're also going to go over movies and music and books and TV specials and stuff like that. But that'll be in our second episode, so we'll just kind of push that on. So for now, let's talk about, like our favorite Christmas. For us, every year was pretty cool. Huge thing leading up to Christmas. We always loved it. We always hassle Mom and try and get the Christmas tree set up early.
Right, as early as possible.
Normally, it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like
that Thanksgiving weekend.
Hunting season was over. We had Thanksgiving. Then, as soon as that was all settled down, we could do the tree. Usually.
Right. And that was always awesome. You get to pull out all the cool, fun stuff that you never get to see except for that one time out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Play Christmas music. Put up the tree. We had an artificial tree for most of our lives. And I actually helped set them up again this year.
It's the same tree. They have the same tree, I think.
It's a little droopy. The limbs kind of sag a little more than they used to, just because there's so many ornaments over the years. It's kind of bent the metal down, but it's still an awesome tree. It's still one of the best, just because we grew up with it,
Exactly.
And it still works great. That's a huge lifetime on a tree like that. It's been over 20 years now.
That had to have been worth the money. Whatever they paid for it, it's been.
So they got it at, I think they said they got it at Sears or whatever. And that was when we were in Idaho in the A-frame, so.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
25 years, at least, they've had that tree. It's still going strong, so that's
Most
awesome.
of our lives. We've had a lot of Christmases around that tree.
Yeah. I mean, it's still decorated with some of the stuff from when we were little kids that we made. And
stuff that we made.
Yeah, which is awesome. Love that Christmas tree. The tree skirt, we've had the same tree skirt for it.
The stand.
The same stand, the same
stand never goes bad when
top.
you use an artificial tree.
No.
Exactly. It doesn't rust or anything because there's no water in it.
Yeah. And let's see. What we did is we'd always bring out boxes, like Christmas boxes. I'm sure most people have the holiday boxes. We bring it out and it had, there was placemats. I mean, whatever we brought out, we would decorate the house. There was candles and
salt and pepper shakers and all sorts of little random doodads, stuffed animals
hanging,
and stuff.
Window cling kind of stuff, and just all that stuff that was acquired over time. And it was just, it was super special. And we'll talk about it more on the next episode, but we also kept all of our Christmas movies in there because we were forbidden to watch Christmas movies throughout the year. So whenever we opened up the box, it was like we could have the Christmas movies and it was fair game, but putting up the tree, is the most important of Christmas symbols,
Yeah, and then
as Griswold would say.
Once you get all the lights on and everything and all the ornaments are on there, I always used to love middle of the night sneaking in, just sitting by the tree just because the lights, the ambiance from it was just so awesome. It was just truly a magical time of year.
And that was before LED lights and everything like that.
Exactly.
We always had the mini multicolored lights with the green wire, and they have the perfect amount of luminosity coming out of them. They're just not too bright. They just have a what I consider the perfect Christmas glow.
Right, you give that special aura of Christmas.
For me, the best perspective of a Christmas tree, in the middle of the night like that, is I just like to lay under and look up through the tree because you can see all the lights and see all the ornaments and the glass balls that are reflecting everything. It's just if you haven't experienced a Christmas tree from beneath it, you haven't experienced a Christmas tree.
The present experience.
Yeah. Present POV. that's
Yeah,
that's
pretty
the way it
awesome.
is. I mean, I love that. So, and then, you know, after that, I think one of the other major decorations was our Christmas stockings because, you know,
Right.
as each of us, came around to having stockings, we'd always get a temporary stocking, and then Mom would cross stitch a holiday themed Christmas stocking for each one of us, and we've had the
Yeah,
same. I
every
mean,
one of us. And
I
all the
have mine
grandkids
hanging
now.
on the wall, yeah, and every spouse, every child, every grandchild that's happened, gets a cross stitch Christmas stocking, with just these beautiful Christmas
Christmas and
themes,
winter themes.
hmm and mine's still in perfect condition, it's
Oh
just
yeah.
I'll have it the rest of my life, it's just one of those special things.
Yeah.
Really nice hand crafted Christmas stockings. I love that part. They're nice big stockings. You can fit lots of goodies in there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
One of the things that really made it special. That's always one thing that, like, handcrafted gifts and things like
hmm
that are always extra special, and that's one thing that I know that I'll have, like you said, for an entire lifetime.
right,
That
yeah.
mom put in so much time and effort to
hmm
make those for us. It's really, really awesome.
Yeah, she like she cross stitches and does knitting and everything like that. So we get red video game themed like Christmas ornaments and stuff like
Christmas
that she
ornaments,
makes
yeah.
for us. And I got a stocking hat last Christmas from her, and that I still wear every day at work. And
I love that hat. Like
yeah, that
the
nice
hat and
wool
those
hat.
gloves, and she did a nice, awesome scarf and everything.
Yeah,
Like, honestly, one of my favorite Christmas
yeah.
gifts
That's why like
was
this
the
last
hat.
Christmas was really
That
good
was really
because
awesome.
I mean, as you get older, the gifts get a little more serious, and you still get awesome stuff. But it seems like, when you're a little kid and you get a hand like a knitted pair of gloves or a hat, you grow out of them in a couple years, and they're not like long term things. But as we're adults and we're still getting handmade stuff, it's
Hmm.
that kind of stuff we're gonna keep because you know that's it. You're done growing out of things, and you've got them for
Right.
forever after that. It's just and you can kind of make requests. Like, oh, this could be, you know, like I requested like a like a wrist warming kind of hand glove, that she knitted like these wool. I think you got some too.
Yeah.
For camping stuff, they're really good for. Yeah, there you go. So you can still
You got
manipulate
the
your
fingers.
cook kit and your
They're like hobo gloves.
yeah.
I love them.
But
It's
we don't have
also
to buy
great
that
for
kind
if
of
you're
stuff.
sitting computer typing or whatever.
Yeah, good camping gear. So that was a special request. So I like that.
Wow, it's awesome.
I mean, what for us, Christmas is like. I mean, it's a holiday, but it's like it's so much more because you can just feel the way that people treat each other. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the Christmas
exactly.
spirit is palatable, and for us it was always special because our parents really were into Christmas,
Yeah,
and
and
they,
that helps a lot.
it was important to them, and no matter what was going on, if times were tough, financially and things weren't going right, like on Christmas Day, everything was awesome
Yeah,
every year,
everything else
you
didn't
know.
matter. It was just that focus.
Yeah.
Bring it together, have family, have a good time, really make good, solid memories.
Mhm. And one of my earliest Christmas memories would have been from Idaho when I was, I could have been 3 or 4, maybe 5, but it's like the middle of the night, and I just remember it snowing really hard, and you guys came and got me. It's like Santa is coming.
We
And
got so much snow up there, and
yeah,
there's probably 4 feet of snow on the ground
yeah. So we lived
by
in
then.
in the mountains in Idaho, like way in the mountains,
Yeah,
and I mean, we lived in an A-frame, and I
pine
mean wood
trees
heat.
all
I mean, it
around.
was a good Christmas kind of house.
It was. It was
Thinking
very
back, it's a good
Christmas
Christmassy
feeling.
house,
Yeah,
but A-frame,
you
wood
have that
heat, big
that
wood
special
stove.
warmth from wood heat that
hmm
you don't get in other places. So
And I
that
remember,
that added to it.
I think Dad picked me up and was holding me, and we are looking out the window, and out of this winter storm comes Santa
We had
Claus.
this long, long like front yard
hmm
with like pine
It's
trees and
like a
stuff
clear
in
cut
it.
kind of thing.
So it's like 100 yards away and coming through the heavy snow.
Yeah. And Santa Claus came, walked all the way up to the house, put the a big bag full of presents on the front porch, and then vanished into the winter night. And it was just like
Yep.
that was my earliest Christmas memory, and I think about it every year. About how
Yeah,
awesome that
because it
was.
was so awesome.
And it's just at least that was my perspective. I don't know what actually happened, but to me, I mean, it was
That's
just
exactly what
that's
happened.
what happened.
Plus, we got every year one of the things that we did, like family tradition, we had um, recorded Christmases over the
Hmm.
years. We continued to record Christmases for several years till the recorder stopped working. But every year we would rewatch
Hmm.
previous Christmases and stuff like that, and you get to see the different things, opening up presents and stuff like that, and see, previous years of how much younger you were and going back.
Hmm.
And the Santa Claus Christmas was a really good one, and we had that on video. I don't know if
Oh,
Mom still has that or not. I think she does.
I think she
We'll have to
still
see
got
about
that.
getting that. We'll have to see about getting that and getting it converted to
Yeah,
digital,
I was
so
gonna
we
say
still
we
have.
looked at it. I looked at it with Mom at one point, but it was gonna be pretty expensive. But I mean, now that we're adults, I'm thinking we just
Look
need
into just preserving that,
to do it.
if she's still got it. We'll have to talk to her and find out. But anyway, that was one of the special things we always did. Every year we'd sit down as a family after the whole Christmas present thing, opening everything, we'd go back and watch the old
Hmm.
Christmases. And that was always really cool.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I
Going back
remember
seeing that.
looking back
And
at when you're a
for
kid and how annoying you are.
right, like for years and years, like as far as the family stuff goes, like we would have Christmas at our house. When we were in Idaho, we'd have Christmas in our house. We were close to a lot more family, so we'd have a big Christmas over at Grandma and Grandpa's house,
Mm,
and we'd have another big Christmas over at Grandpa Kelly's house with
yeah,
that side of the family and everything. So
yeah,
Christmas was like this huge ordeal. Took the whole day, and you were pretty young back then, so you probably don't remember a
yeah. I don't
lot of
remember
them.
much of that.
I
Probably,
remember a few of them.
probably a lot of my memories are based around those videos,
Yeah, yeah,
just because
and that
that helps
helps,
hold on
which is
to it.
awesome. So
But
very, very awesome. So that was one of the things we did for years, and then we moved to Montana, and that kind of died out.
hmm,
Oma was always around, so she was always there for Christmas, hanging out,
yeah,
helping mom cook and stuff like that. And then
yeah. I was just every year they'd always be cooking good stuff. Mom and Oma would cook stuff, and we'd get to
yeah,
open our presents after we open our presents. They'd be in the kitchen cooking things, snacks to eat, and
yeah, I always loved the snacks, a little summer sausage and different cheeses and stuff
cheeses,
like
yeah,
that, the little
crackers and stuff,
smokies,
and every year Grandma Polly would send a big bag or a big tin or a big box, of different
full
of
of the Christmas
of
goodies,
homemade Christmas candies and sweets and
peanut brittle, and
peanut
all kinds
brittle
of
and
different chocolate covered goodies.
yeah, and it's just awesome. Which is
Oh
that's
yeah,
always been a long term memory, and we each of us kids now that we're grown up and have our own families have received a file folder with the
big stack
yeah
of
with
recipes.
the recipes for all the Christmas goodies so we can keep them alive, which is
Grandma's
awesome.
recipes. Yeah.
But it just it was it was us for a while, for a year or two, but we quickly became friends with the neighbors across the street, the Tylers, and it wasn't long after that when we would have our own Christmas at our house, and a little bit later in the afternoon we'd always go over there and they'd have presents for us. They were
Yeah.
like the adopted
They
grandparents,
kind of
and
adopted us. Yeah. That was always really, really cool.
yeah, a lot
It
of
was
my
so awesome of them. And they'd
yeah.
have, of course, the same thing, tons of snacks and
Hmm.
stuff like that, and all the Christmas stuff and the presents.
Yeah, they always did good. They loved us.
Yeah,
We
they did
loved
a
them the whole
lot.
time. Yeah.
It was so fun. So, over the years, we always had like double Christmases. Not like, oh boy, double Christmases for presents, but just to go see all the different family and
Hmm.
friends and stuff like that. You always had this huge extended process that was Christmas.
Yeah.
So by the end of the day, of course you're exhausted. You've got, you didn't sleep the night before.
Right.
You got up at
Because you're
like
laying under the
5
Christmas
a.m.
tree.
Get up at like 5 a.m. trying to stay calm and quiet, not wake up mom and dad because they told you not to wake them up before 7.
Right. And
So you're sitting around at like 5 in the morning, just outside the living room, looking at the Christmas
yeah, I
tree.
remember like it would start out with like we're all up together in the room, and we're talking, whispering about Christmas, and then we would like vote on who had to go down and peek and see like how well we're gonna do. And so like one of us would
Right.
go down, oh yeah, and then the next one would go down like, oh there's this and this, and then another one would go down. It was and it was just amazing because if the Christmas tree wasn't amazing enough beforehand, like that morning going down while the stars are still out and there's like this glowing light, because that was the one night that we'd left the lights on all
All
night
night.
long.
Yep.
And all the lights are reflecting off the Christmas presents and everything like that. I mean, it was just a truly beautiful thing. It
Yep.
was great. And you know not only that, I guess it's a lot of people's traditions, but we'd always get to open one on Christmas Eve, which was
Right.
cool. And usually, Oma would be there for that. Sometimes the Tylers would come over and have coffee, and or at
Hmm.
least Jim, he would come over and we'd do a Christmas Eve present, and
Yep.
then we watch a Christmas movie together, and I mean that was good stuff. Actually,
Yep. It was
I feel
always
like it was
awesome.
probably me a lot of times that got voted to sneak down and look at the presents. Maybe that's why it's a big memory for
Probably.
me. I'm the little brother. You guys are like, hey, in case he gets caught, he's expendable. He's the little brother.
Okay, we'll go down and check, and we're gonna stay up here in our beds.
Sneak down, get busted. But I mean, so what? Christmas Day would always. I mean, what was the schedule like on Christmas Day? It would start with that sneaking around. Finally, we get the parents up, and it was just like
Coffee.
anxiety and trying to get them to get up, get
Had to wait
coffee,
for the coffee.
get the camera ready, and then we'd always have to wait for Oma.
We
Oh,
always started with stockings.
yeah. Finally,
We always
everyone would
started
come.
with
We'd all be sitting on the
stockings.
floor with our stockings in front of us, just like, come on. Everyone gets ready, and then
Like
boom.
every year
Okay,
we got okay, classic stocking. Every year you get an orange
a
and
pomegranate,
so sometimes a chocolate orange or yeah, pomegranate or an orange. You'd always get
a toothbrush.
random candies, which is awesome. But every year we get yeah, toothbrush,
We still
which is
get a
big.
toothbrush every year
And
from them.
then every year we get a Hot Wheels of some sort. So
Yep, every year.
dad's been consistent with that, always sending the Hot Wheels.
Yep. And then aside from that, we had a few random other goodies, depending from year to year.
Yeah,
Stocking
and
stuffer stuff.
usually the stocking stuffers were like hinting at what you might be getting, like you might get a whole big giant pack of AA batteries or something.
Right. It's like, what do I need this for?
Mm,
Ooh.
whoa.
Something electronic or I think one year I had to get a double present on a Christmas Eve because in they let me open one specific present, and it was like a bag of gerbil food. And I was just like, what the heck am I gonna do with a bag of gerbil food? This is the dumbest like
This
Christmas
is
Eve
so
gift
dumb.
ever. And and Megan got a bag of kitten food on the same day, and she got it right away. But I was just like, I was a little slower to come around to it.
Steve's
She's
like,
like, oh, am I gonna do jungle food?
this
I
is
don't know.
not good.
This is a terrible gift. Like when Buddy the Elf sprays the fruit spray in his mouth from the perfume. So
I don't like it.
if you haven't figured out the end of the story, they also let me have a gerbil Christmas Eve. Yeah, it took me a while to figure it out, but yeah. So yeah, we do a stocking, and then after that, who one of us would. It was either usually me or Megan. One of us would sort out the presents.
Right,
I
hand
feel
them
like
out.
you were always like, I'm ready. I'm happy with just sitting here letting the work be done because we'd have to like sort through them and everything and get all the presents around,
Yep.
and then we could open them up, and then after that it was Christmas, and
Big
usually
breakfast,
yeah,
usually.
Christmas breakfast. Usually mom would make a bunch of homemade cinnamon rolls or something.
While we cleaned up like paper and stuff
Clean up
like that.
paper, yeah. She'd make
Usually
the
we'd
cinnamon
go
rolls
out
the
and
night
burn it
before.
too.
Yeah. Burn the Christmas paper. And then,
Hmm.
after that, we'd eat, and then usually we would get dressed up, wear nice clothes, get in, everyone shower, get cleaned
Usually,
up.
usually the clothes that we got for Christmas,
Yeah, we'd wear the Christmas
our
clothes.
Christmas clothes.
And then we'd go over to the Tylers and do
Hmm.
Christmas there. And after that, I feel like we would go out and play in the snow. They'd send us out so they
Yeah,
could have like grown up Christmas time or whatever. But
right.
they'd send us out.
Well, a lot of times mom was cooking a lot,
Hmm
and dad would watch football or
Yeah,
whatever.
we'd
So
have time until lunchtime to do whatever.
we didn't really usually have lunch. We'd run around and play or whatever, and then we just had like the snack stuff.
Hmm
Because mom usually had dinner done by around
Three
three,
o'clock.
four.
Yeah.
So we'd have an early dinner, and then usually I feel like we went to bed early on Christmas because I don't think we were that like by the time you run around and did all the Christmas stuff and been up since 5 a.m. and you're going on 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
By the time all of that goes down and then you eat a giant meal,
hmm
you're pretty much ready for bed.
Yeah.
So, but mom always did like it was kind of like Thanksgiving
hmm
again.
Yeah.
Some years she'd
Usually
do
do the
like
same
ham,
thing.
but usually it'd be a big turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and all the different
Cranberry
veggies
sauce
and
and everything.
rolls. And she'd always do an apple pie and a pumpkin pie.
hmm
So we
Consistent,
always
but
had
that makes
cookies too.
traditions.
Like we always had sugar cookies and
hmm
stuff like that around.
Piles of
Lots of
grandma's
stuff.
sweets and stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah. And then we'd always have time on Christmas Day to play with the stuff, that we had.
Hmm.
Obviously, we'd always play outside every Christmas, but we also had enough time. It was like the one day out of the year where we weren't. They didn't make us, go out and work in the garage
Do
or
chores
do
and stuff like
chores.
that.
Sometimes we'd have to shovel snow, like shovel the Tylers. I
Oh,
feel like we'd have to shovel snow at the Tylers a lot just for Christmas
yeah.
Day.
Well, it snowed a lot.
Yeah,
Like I remember it snowing a lot
just
when
to
I was a
get
kid.
there
It
and
doesn't
have
seem to
Christmas.
snow as much anymore, but it seemed
Three,
like
4 feet
it
of snow,
snowed forever. Yeah, because I remember walking through like corridors.
hmm
By the time the end of the winter hit, you had like 4 or 5 feet of snow on either side, and you're walking down hallways.
hmm Out in the yard,
You know,
which
and even bigger mounds out in the roads that we used to dig forts into.
hmm
Christmas break was epic
yeah,
because you had all that free time during the day.
yeah.
That was when we went like we dug all the big snow dome like snow fortresses out in
I
the
feel
snow
like
pile.
maybe that was Christmas '96. That was like the biggest snow that I ever remember us having, and there was like a
Yep.
10-foot snowbank in front of our entire yard, and we went in
Yeah.
because it was cut straight edged on each side of the carport, and we started digging a cavern into the first part. We had a big entry, and then you go in, and then we just had this huge room, and then we just kept working it back, and it was like a small apartment inside the
Exactly.
snowbank. I mean, it was just we had like a
It's
snow
so awesome.
couch, and there was like a thing that you could climb up and peek out the top, and it was like 2-bedroom apartment. Could have charged for that like $800 a month.
Easy. Yeah, that was epic. Epic construction that year. There was
But
so much snow though, because
yeah,
you could walk up the snow pile on top of the roof of the house
hmm
that year.
yeah, you
So
walk up the snow pile that was from the snow falling off, and walk right onto the roof.
no ladders needed.
Yeah, and
Because
then
we were shoveling snow every day that
yeah,
year. Always shoveling snow off the roofs.
yeah,
Always going out and shoveling snow in the paths.
it was but every year we had a lot of snow up there all the time, but that was a bad year. But every year
Yep.
we would do a snow fort.
All the
But that was
all
just
the
the biggest
outside
one.
activities. We'd always have a snow fort. Yeah, that year we had a 4-bedroom apartment, but
Yeah.
that was
Usually it was an igloo
unusual.
kind of snow cave.
We did that, and then just like half a block away, we had that big hill. It
hmm
was like an alleyway, but it was
It was like this.
basically useless in the winter.
It was like a
So,
straight down
so
alleyway.
that
Trees
was
were
the
right up
sledding
on
hill
each
in the
side.
winter.
Some of the older
All
kids
right.
would always build like a snowboarding ramp in the middle of it.
Yeah. which was horrible for a
Yeah.
sled. I mean, we're on a disc sled; they're already terrible.
Yeah.
And then you end up in big ramp in the middle. You fall off, roll over. You always face
Hit the
plant.
trees. We were hurt a lot,
It's
but we sled on
dangerous.
that thing every day. It seemed like for
Yeah,
years.
at least for the Christmas break, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah, that was a lot of
That
fun.
was a great spot. That was a great sledding hill to have.
Yeah. So a few of the highlights for Christmas for me, some of my favorite Christmases. The Santa Claus Christmas was awesome.
Hmm.
That's one of my all-time favorite Christmases. I only remember really one of the Christmases in Idaho with all the family, and it might have been that same year, but it was just like huge thing, and we had all the family together at Grandma and Grandpa's house, and then went over to Grandpa Kelly's house and did all the family stuff over there, and I remember that being a lot of fun. But that's like probably just the one Idaho Christmas that I remember, and then it was all up in Montana after that.
Yeah.
So I know that one of my favorites was the one where we got our PlayStation. That was a
Yeah, that's like one of
really
my
fun
most memorable
Christmas.
ones.
It really stands out because like
We've talked about that a little bit, getting that
it's
for Christmas, but it was just
it's hard to it's hard to nail down like a favorite Christmas just because all the Christmas memories kind of blend together. Like it's one single day that's just stretched out over your lifetime. Just kind of a, I guess, Christmas magic in and of itself.
right.
But those two really stand out to me, um, just because they're specifically unique, and the gifts that we got, like the Santa Claus Christmas, I got the Fast Tracks
Yeah,
RC car. That was
I remember
awesome. I don't know
that.
if anyone remembers that, but it was like this
The
like
cars went
lime
upside
green
down and
truck.
everything.
It was like a lime green truck, and
Oh
it
yeah,
had
yeah.
like tank tracks on it and stuff. It was awesome, super fast. You could pop wheelies and stuff.
And it would go
Great
everywhere, go on the snow. That was why it was so awesome because you could
snowbanks
get
and
out in the
stuff
street. And
everywhere.
I tried to look at one of those on eBay.
Could like spin circles in place because you just like you had controls over the left side and the right side,
Yeah,
and just change your your controls whichever way you wanted to go, and you could just do opposite, and it would just spin. Whee!
yeah, that thing was
So that was
awesome.
one of my favorites. That was a really good year.
I thought you got a like a race car set that year too, like
That
the
was I
electric,
don't
or
know if it
maybe
was
that's what I
that
got.
year or another year, but yeah, that was another one.
Went upside
It-
down, like the track
yeah,
went.
slot
Yeah,
car
it was
tracks.
big. Yeah,
That was a good one. It had the loop and then the big up the wall thing. That was really fun.
the PlayStation Christmas was significant because after that, we were always looking for flat presents.
PlayStation. Yeah, I mean,
We
you're
were
looking
looking for
for a
PlayStation
disc.
games.
So yeah, that was a huge one because we went from Sega Genesis to the PlayStation. I mean, it was
Hmm.
huge. And we got Bugs Life and Crash Bandicoot 2 and
Test
Test
Drive
Drive Off Road
Off Road
2.
too. Yeah,
And that was the beginning of our PlayStation career. And all three of those games are
yeah,
incredible.
they're
And we
still
put
awesome.
hundreds of hours into those games,
Yeah,
but they're still just as awesome nowadays.
yeah. I've played all three of those games within the last 2 years. I still like to play them. I beat Bugs Life, Bandicoot. I have on PlayStation Network. I play that. Test Drive Off Road 2. It's hard to play that one. It's an awesome game and it's filled with memories. But
The
driving games have come so
graphics
far
are
since then. You
yeah,
know.
it's much more early arcade
Hmm.
driving style, so you don't seem to have as much control and it's really blocky. Like I didn't notice it when I was playing because it was real.
Realistic.
Compared to Sega Genesis, it was incredible,
Yeah.
but now it's definitely dated.
It's
You can tell.
dated, but still good. Good stuff.
Yeah, just incredible. But that one was really big. Um, Another one for me was the year that we ended up getting paintball guns. That
Yeah,
was huge.
I forgot about that.
That was huge. And then that whole week, basically, we were playing with paintball guns. And
We had never
I
been paintballing
remember
before, but we went out and it was so cold that we were shooting
yeah,
paintballs at each
while
other.
we're playing, they started to freeze.
we were shooting them at each other, and we had to pick them. We were picking them back up out of the snow and shooting them again at each other.
Again.
Well, we were all
That was
welted
a really
up.
good
We
one.
were all hurting.
Yeah, leaving interesting welts. But yeah, that was a really, really good, memorable Christmas presents.
Yeah. A lot of my
So many.
a lot of our of my uh, good Christmas memories are movie related. So I'm looking forward to the next episode to talk about
Next
those. It's gonna
episode's
be
gonna be
good.
good. But yeah, that was really good. So
But I mean, it hasn't changed
average
for me.
Christmas.
I mean, the Christmas. I mean, what I consider the Christmas spirit, the feeling, that you get. I still get that, and everyone's like, everyone's like, oh, Santa Claus isn't real and all this kind of stuff like that. Which, all right, take it easy, you know, because I
Who
mean,
do you
for
think delivers all those presents?
right, duh, you think the parents could do all that in one night?
No way.
But I mean, for me, it's more. I mean, it's such an important event, and everything about it, and the way that it changes people, the way that people treat each other differently, and the feeling that you
Everybody
get.
seems easier, like quicker to smile.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's a little quicker to like hold a door or say thank you. It just
Yeah,
everyone seems to pick up on the spirit. Like, and it only takes a few people to start spreading it, but it does. There's
yeah,
physically and emotionally a difference in the air. Like
yeah,
everyone's trying just that little bit harder to be, civil and
yeah,
friendly and kind to each other. And it makes a huge difference.
yeah. And I mean, the feeling is profound, and it's real, and it's true, and it's like, who are you to say,
Hmm.
just, as soon as you decide that you're gonna be all grown up and you don't want to be a kid anymore, I mean, that's when everything awesome about life is gone. So, I mean, just take
Yeah,
it
look at
easy.
all the most productive people in the world are still kids at heart. They
Yeah.
still have that creativity. That's how they become, all these incredible people.
Hmm.
That's how they invent these incredible things.
Yeah. You can grow up and still be a kid. I mean,
Something like 200 years ago, Lord Calvin said that man would never fly in anything that was heavier than air. At the time, the dirigible was really popular. And he
that was
was,
it.
the head of the scientific academy or whatever. And according to him, it would never happen. It was impossible. And then within like 40 years, the Wright brothers built an airplane and fly around. And it was something simple. Like I could have built an airplane out of paper and thrown it and disproven everything that he was saying. But because they didn't think of it like that, they were
Hmm.
dignified and they grew up. But then these two brothers decide, hey, let's do this.
And they did
That
it.
takes creative mind. It
Hmm.
takes that childish mind in order to imagine something like that and
Yeah.
then build it. So that's where all of the innovation comes from. And I was listening to something earlier that was really profound, that innovation comes before science. Like somebody has to go out there and do it before a scientist will go, wait a minute, how do you do that?
Hmm.
And then figure out the science behind
Right.
it.
Yeah.
So don't lose that childish wonder and awe of
Yeah.
the world, because that's where all of the amazing things that we create and discover comes from.
Right. As soon as you start squashing all that stuff, you're not an adult. You're just a douchebag. I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, you want to be refined and mature and adultish. If that means that you got to be a dick all the time, I mean, is that really achieving a greater self than when you were younger?
I don't think so.
I
I'd much
disagree.
rather be, like this is normally how I am. People see me and they're like, ah, you're happy this morning. I'm generally happy all the time.
Right.
This is just who I am, is
Yeah.
how I am. And because of that, I personally feel like I have a much better life because of it.
Right.
I'm not stressed out all the time, worried about things that I can't do anything about.
Yeah.
Have a
It's the
more
same.
easygoing attitude.
Yeah.
So,
It's the same thing about, all the political correctness with everything right now. I mean, Merry Christmas. That's what it is. Don't squash it.
yeah, well,
It's been here.
most
It's
of the
been around.
people that I run into are kind of sick of the whole politically correct
Yeah.
nonsense.
It was a fad. I think it's dying out, but
it, I think it's one of those group consciousness things that kind of spreads and fades.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year especially, I've noticed a huge difference.
Yeah.
Everyone that I've met, have run into, that I've said Merry Christmas to, has been more than happy to say it back if they didn't say it to me first.
Yeah.
So,
It's just, you can have your own personal values without trying to push them on everyone else. And
absolutely.
that's
And
the best. And that if the message of this time of year is anything, be who you are without trying to make everyone accept who you are.
yeah,
Freedom
just
of
be.
speech, freedom of expression. Just because everyone's more than happy to say this is what I believe, and you can't repress that because I have my freedom of expression. But you can't say that because it disagrees with what I'm saying. It's just like it's so contradictory. Just be good to each other this time of year and every time of year. But especially this time, be
Yeah,
excellent to each other.
be excellent to each other
Yeah,
and
it's the
party
blessed
on,
month of
dudes.
Christmas. The this glorious day is upon us. After all, I've only got one more sleep until Christmas.
This is true.
Santa Claus is coming
Lucky.
tonight, one way or the other. And when I get up in the morning, my kid's gonna be glowing, and I'm gonna be glowing. Everyone's gonna be excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. So
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to think that here within just a couple hours, it's going to begin. And for an entire 24 hours across the globe, as it slowly rotates, people are just going to be waking up to Christmas.
hmm
It's awesome.
yeah, it's a glorious thing. You guys can
Very,
feel
very
it.
cool.
You walk down the street, you can feel it. You hear the music. You
Yep.
see, and there's people out there that don't celebrate Christmas. That's fine. You know, if you don't want to celebrate Christmas, that's cool. And if somebody says Merry Christmas, you can say, have a good day or whatever. If you're gonna, if that's not what you want to do, that's fine. But you still can't deny, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can't deny how it affects other people that do
You're
celebrate
right.
Christmas,
And
and you'll be
even if you
affected by it
don't,
positively.
yeah, like even if you don't, it's like when someone says thank you for doing something. It's not like you're going to be like, well, you can keep that to yourself.
Right? Exactly.
That's ridiculous. If someone's wishing you goodwill,
Yeah.
just take it. Take it, whatever it is.
Yeah. Somebody says Merry Christmas to you. You don't believe in Christmas or whatever. I'm an atheist and all this kind of stuff like that. You don't believe in
That's
the
fine.
the awesome Christmas spirit. Somebody says Merry Christmas. What they're saying is, I'm having a great time and I'm happy this
I'm
time of year,
hoping that you
and I
do.
hope that you also do. You know.
Yep.
So
Yep. But anyway,
it's a good
we
time
got
of
another
year.
episode coming up tomorrow
Yeah.
or soon.
We're gonna talk about the accessories to the Christmas
All
spirit,
the
the
accessories to
byproducts
Christmas.
of the Christmas spirit.
We're gonna go over movies and music and like TV specials and stuff like that, and then also whatever books that we can think of. And there's a
Easy
couple,
books.
definitely, but there's not as many books as I would like.
Yeah.
Maybe there is, and I just haven't discovered them. But
Just not.
anyway,
Yeah. I'm not really. I don't just sit down and read Christmas books all the time, but I have
I
read
would.
some.
But anyway, thanks for watching, checking us out, and we will be back in the next episode to finish off the Christmas stuff. So, in the meantime, check out our website, www.thecouchclassics.com. Also, like, subscribe, and thumbs up or down or whatever it is. I really should probably pay attention to what it is now. Anyway, whatever it is,
Yep.
have fun. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll catch you the next time.
Yep. Bye, guys. Peace.
See ya.